Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches here. Excuse me. I try not to burp on camera because I just finished eating lupper, as it turns out, which is a friend of mine's cross. Just like brunch is a combination of breakfast and lunch, lupper is a little late for lunch and a little early for supper. Lupper. So I had lupper. It was really good, but yeah. Well, or like old people that seem to eat like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something. Eat dinner at 4 o'clock. So, but that's what happens when you go like running around all day and don't take the time to eat lunch. Anyway, so I don't have a whole lot to talk about. A little bit of stitching and a little bit of haul, and that's about it. I didn't, part of me is still kind of, as I said before, a monogamous stitcher at times. I tend to get, very kind of tunnel visioned about like one thing and working on that one thing, especially since I generally have set my WIPGO goals for 7 days. And so for those 7 days, I concentrate a lot of times, basically concentrate on my WIPGO thing. So I tend to get monogamous about that. And so this week, I started on April 1st, started working on my first WIPGO project, and today's the 5th, so I've been working for basically 5 days on this one project. And so since last Saturday, I had a couple of days working on the woodpecker. I had talked about that before. So that's really the woodpecker, and this week's the barn owl are all I've worked on. These are both Cottage Garden Threads Year in the Woods patterns. So there's the woodpecker, and there is the barn owl. So I worked a little bit more on the woodpecker in the last days of April, and then, March, and then in April, April 1st, I started working on the barn owl. So for the woodpecker, I think as of last Saturday, the woodpecker himself is done. So all that remained was all this little, this little house, all that remained was all the leaves and trees and stuff. So I had done some of them. I think I did part of this, one color, and I did this little pile and, like that, little piles of, I don't know what, I think they're supposed to be leaves or whatever. And then I did the sort of skeletons of these trees. I don't know if all of them, but, and I think I started on the leaves of this tree. And I think this one is done. This tree is done. And I started on the leaves of this tree. Something like that. Anyway. So there's the woodpecker. The top is it's all wrinkled, but no, I guess I didn't do the other tree. Oh yeah, I did this one, this tree. But yeah, so there's a big piece of like bark, and there's another tree down here. But basically, yeah, the woodpecker himself is done. And then there's just the trees and leaves and stuff. So like I said, I've done part of this one is actually this little one here, right here behind his head, is actually like one stitch, too low, but it's, doesn't make any difference because it's just in the, by itself. It doesn't really make any difference. And then I started to do this tree, and I kind of ran out of time and ran out of thread at the same time. So yeah, but yeah, so I've done part of it, but not all of it. And so actually, the next time I pick it up, whenever that will be, I'll probably be able to finish it. There's all those little, the biggest thing is that piece of bark that he's on here. But, the rest is pretty simple, just filling in those leaves and yeah. So that was the end of March. And so April 1st, I started working on the barn owl. And I had done, last time I worked on it, I had done the outline of the owl. This lightest color thread here along the outer edge of the owl. So I had done that, and it's the bottom of the pattern here and the end of the edge of this side here. And so I did the cabin, and I did most of this tree up to about here, except for I just did one shade of green. I didn't do the other shade. And on the owl, I had done part of the face, the like outline of the face, but not the inside. I had done the eyes and like one, you know, part of the color in there. But, and then a little bit of the sort of orange on the inside of this owl. So, okay. So I started working on, I finished the outline of the owl's face and the eyes. There's like a blue color for the top of the head here, and part of the down here in the body, part of the body, the face and the neck and another color in here. Part of it is this orange, and part of it is Weeks Dye Works grits. That I thought I had it. I think I had maybe in another project. I thought I had it in my box of Weeks Dye Works stuff, and it doesn't seem to be in there. So I don't know if I have it in another project or whatever, if it's if it ended up in the storage unit or what. But I didn't have it. So, but anyway, I did a lot of the brown. I'm almost done with the brown that's in the body here. There's like just a few more lines of it here, and I'll be done with this brown outline part. I did the outline of the face and around the eyes with that dark brown color. And then, so this is what I did before with the tree and the house. So I want to finish the tree here, and then there's a little bit of it on the outer edge of the owl here. So, and I think it's going to be interesting because I accidentally, like I said, put the owl and the eagle backwards. The eagle is supposed to be on the end here, and the owl is supposed to be in the middle. But it kind of works out well for this branch because it's going to end here on the owl and begin here with the eagle. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. But so I have like 2 more days. Today's the 5th day. And I have 2 more days of working on it to reach that goal. And we'll see how far I get. Like I said, I'd like to do the other color of green on the branches here, just to finish that. But I don't know. I have to decide what I'm going to do next once I finish the brown here. I'd like to, like I said, do the brown and black on this branch and get that over with if I can. But maybe I'll concentrate on finishing the owl like I finished the woodpecker. So, but yeah, I'm very pleased with how that's coming along. Except that, you know, there's a lot of brown in the owl's body, and then there's brown in the bottom and the rest of this branch here. There's a little bit on this end, I think, but mostly it's here. So this is all I have left of this skein. This is actually, I think, 4 or 5 of the 6 length that are in here. Excuse me. But so yeah, I'm like, oh, I have enough brown, I think, to finish the owl and maybe finish the branch that he's sitting on. But when I do, I'll be out of this color thread. So, and I don't know whether I have another skein of this floating around in my stuff. When my sister and I went running around today, and I'll talk about why, but I picked up another skein of that. This is 433. It's this brown color. So more of that. So hopefully I'll have enough to finish the barn owl, and B, more to use for that color. But so the reason we went running around is I was waiting for the pattern afloat from my Nashville purchases, and here it is. This is by Twin Peak Primitives. Sorry about the glare there. But as you can see, it's a whale made into a ship, basically. It's a whale ship. Whale ship, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, he's got masts and sails on his back, but it's really a whale. So yeah, this is by Twin Peak Primitives, and I like that. That design. It's all DMC threads, and it's the model is done on. You can either do 16 count or 32 count. It lists here the Weeks Dye Works linen is listed as tin roof. So anyway, so it uses several DMC colors, about 15 different colors there, not counting a little bit of backstitch. Yeah, I think it was done, the model was done on Weeks Dye Works tin roof. Yeah. So I'm very excited. So my Nashville order is complete. So I went to the attic to get that. And while I was there, I was looking for some other threads for some upcoming projects. All the ones I bought for Nashville, I had listed, entered them in my thread stash, and some of them I was pretty sure I did not have the threads for it, and so I tried to jot those things down. But so this is grits. This is the one that I need to finish the barn owl. And I thought I had this color, and I don't know if I do now or not, or if I stuck it in. I have one other thing that it could be in, and if that was a nativity berry that I started a long time ago, and I don't know, but it might be in there in storage. But anyway, so I got grits, the Weeks Dye Works grits, because like I said, I couldn't put my hands on it. And then these are all classic colorworks for some of my Nashville starts, I guess. So this is glazed carrots and frosted sage. It's kind of a bluish green. Almost auburn and desert mesquite. This greenish color. So those are colors that I picked up at the attic today, as well as there's another week's sweet potato. Is this week's color, and then I guess I've talked about this before about the cottage garden threads. Is that what the name of it is? They're hand-dyed in Australia. Yeah, Cottage Garden Threads. So I picked up one or two other colors. One color I ordered online that I know, and I couldn't find the two other colors. They were used in, they were called for in the pattern, oh crud, I can't think of the name of it now. It was one that I did for the Jingle Ball, I think, by the Blue Flower. And now I can't think of the name of it. Let me see if I've got it handy here. Oh, is it here? Anyway, it might be Festive Forest. But anyway, it's the one that's basically we were calling the muffin. Anyway, it calls for like 3 Cottage Garden Threads colors, and I think I bought one online somewhere, and the other 2 were out of stock. And so I think I maybe bought one of them at the attic before. I don't know. And then, but then some of the other patterns from Nashville, from the Blue Flower, call for Cottage Garden Threads. And so one of them I found at the attic was Murray Pine. They don't have a whole lot of threads listed, and they had like a thread pack for some project that called for Cottage Garden Threads, and it had in the thread pack. I would have bought the thread pack actually if I needed it, but it only had one color, and I think it had 4 colors in the thread pack, and only one of them was one that I needed for the various projects I have. A color called Scandalous. So, like I said, I had made a list of all the Cottage Garden Threads colors that I needed, and I found one, Murray Pine, and that's this one here, and like I said, that Scandalous color was in that thread pack, but I wasn't going to buy the thread pack because I didn't need the other 3 colors. So I'm probably going to have to go online and see if I can find those other colors that I needed. But they did have one complimentary thing, and that's this Prairie Schooler. That's a little bunny. It's about 30 something, like 32 by 32 design. But it has, it's just called for DMC colors, so it's very cute. So they had this was a little giveaway at the register. But the other thing I bought was this Little Robin Designs to my dear father, and it's in French, à mon cher père. And I liked this design when I first saw it. I think this was new for Nashville also, or just recently came out. I don't know if it was Nashville or not. But it uses Classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts, and Weeks Dye Works. So I haven't looked at all the threads that it calls for. So I don't know how many of them I might have, and how many I might have to buy. But I wanted this design the first time I saw it, and I really like it. And I think maybe if I have the right size, whatever, of fabric, I might start it on my father's birthday, which is coming up in a few weeks, April 20th. So we'll see. But anyway, so I saw that and I wanted to buy it. So I kind of spent a lot of money in the attic. But that's how it goes. So that is basically all of the haul that I had all of the stitching that I've done. I just worked on the barn owl, and then that little bit of haul from the attic. Well, actually, the weeks that I worked, I mean the DMC thread, I had my sister pick up at Hobby Lobby. I had to go to Walmart for some things, and so she went to Hobby Lobby while I was at Walmart and picked up that thread for me. And I picked up some stuff at Walmart for her, so it kind of evened out. But anyway, so the DMC came from Hobby Lobby because it's a little bit cheaper there than elsewhere. Anyway, so that is about all I have. So I want to finish 2 more days on the barn owl, and I don't know if I'll start. I might probably just start to stitching on the Jackrabbit, which is another Cottage Garden Threads pattern. As it turns out, yeah, I'm sort of doing the Cottage Garden samplings designs, because in February I had the bear and the bald eagle, and in March I had the woodpecker, and I had other stuff, the Jingle Ball stuff. And then now in April, I have the Jackrabbit and the barn owl. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 12 designs that I will have worked on by the end of April. So it's pretty good, because I'm making some good progress on most of these. Actually, on the woodpecker, I was probably the furthest behind of these current ones. The Jackrabbit, the barn owl, the bald eagle, the bear. Those all had some significant progress made on them in this go around. The Jackrabbit is the other one that's on this list. So hopefully I can make some good progress on the Jackrabbit, and so the Cottage Garden Samplings series is coming along very nicely, and this is on I want to say it's 28 or 32. I can never remember this linen, and that I dyed myself. So they're all on this green color of linen, and I made up this little border myself. I want to do more of the border, because between the eagle and the woodpecker, I just did enough to basically start the woodpecker. So I just have a little blip right here in between them, and just a thread's worth to finish across the top. So I would like to at some point do some more on the woodpecker to finish that. At least the sides or something, especially between the bald eagle and the woodpecker here, because I did do I think all the way down, almost all the way down to the bottom here, to separate the two of them from the barn owl and the bald eagle. But anyway, so yeah, I would like to do some more on those. But anyway, I'm gonna do the as much as I can on the barn owl in the next few days. Yeah, so I think that is about all I have this time around. The fox snow globe and the frostbite, I looked more closely at it, and I think frostbite is basically full coverage. So I don't think it matters so much what color I do it on. I'm still thinking about that multicolored Ada that I found, because that way I've got some colorful maybe trim around it. because I don't know whether I'm going to finish it as a circle, like finish it in a hoop or something, or some other kind of round frame, whatever, or if I'm going to make it, put a little margin around it and finish it square, because the circle itself of the design is full coverage. So I haven't quite thought it through yet, but that's, so I don't know whether I'm going to finish it in the round or finish it as a little bit of a square with, a little bit of fabric on the side. So that will determine which fabric I use for it ultimately. And then the Fox Snow Globe is another small design, and I have to choose a fabric for it. It's also not very big, but I want something that the colors will show up nicely on. It's got a little bit of white because I can't get away from doing winter, it seems like. But anyway, so that's what's going to happen the rest of April. Also the this To My Dear Father project I want to do on the 20th for my dad's birthday. So I think that's all I have to do this for this update. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was the spring mingle. I did not do the Nash Dash thing. Was it last weekend? Last weekend, I want to say. But I did not do it just because I didn't want to commit to it. I had other things going on, and I didn't do that one. But I did sign up to do the spring mingle, and I think my sister did also. So that'll be the first weekend in May. Right now I just have the regular general admission ticket. There is a class going on that Kathy Haberman of Hands-On Design is doing, but I think I heard that it's a little square finish thing called This Bee Has Knees, something like that. But I don't think right now, at this point, I don't think I'm going to do the class, but I'll do the general admission thing and figure out what I'm going to work on for that weekend. But yeah, so I am going to do the spring mingle, and that's May 2nd to the 4th, Friday through Sunday, basically. But anyway, so that is all I have to share this week, and I will see you next time, and I will have finished the barn owl and I started on the Jackrabbit. That's my plan right now. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so I don't think I forgot anything yet. I don't know. So I think that's all I have to share right now, as I say for the third time. So I will see you again next week. I'm trying to think. It feels like there's something I'm forgetting, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So I will see you next week. And until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.